This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday, 18 January 2018. 2 Americans and 2 Canadians are abducted by unknown gunmen in Kaduna State, Nigeria. 2 police officers are killed after engaging in a firefight with the abductors. Kidnappings are rife in Nigeria, where domestic security is weak, though they overwhelmingly target other Nigerians. Global Affairs Canada is aware of the reports of the kidnapping of 2 Canadian citizens and consular officials in Nigeria, are in contact with local authorities to gather additional information, spokesman John Babcock said. Donald Trump tweets a link to the Republican National Committee's Fake News Awards, won by 10 stories, and tweets he considers false. CNN is the night's big winner, with 4. The link also honors 10 ways the president has been getting results thus far. At an event on press freedom co-hosted by the Newsroom and the Committee to Protect Journalists on Wednesday night, the affair came to a screeching halt when an audience member mentioned Trump released the awards mid-event. With the awards, Trump is drawing attention to negative reporting about him, said Kathleen Hall Jamieson, director of the Annenberg Public Policy Center at the University of Pennsylvania. The South Korean Ministry of Unification announces that both North Korea and South Korea will march together under the Korean unification flag during the opening ceremony of the 2018 Winter Olympics. The International Olympics Committee would need to approve the country's agreements, and those that affect competition, such as the joint hockey team, could be more complicated than the ceremonial proposals. While the 2 sides have earned praise for ratcheting down military tensions in recent weeks, some of Seoul's allies voiced concern Wednesday that Pyongyang may be using the talks to buy time to pursue its weapons program. Japanese Foreign Minister Taro Kono called on the international community to be clear-eyed about North Korea's motivations for participating in the talks, which have been hailed by some as the most significant thaw in ties in years. Following the Securities and Exchange Commission revocation of Rappler's license, the National Bureau of Investigation of the Philippines launches a probe into Rappler. Justice Secretary Vitaliano Agee said Rappler had clearly broken an anti-dummy law under existing corporate regulations, so it was necessary for it to be thoroughly investigated by the department for other violations. Agee said the president had no hand in the legal action the Justice Department was taking, insisting it was its job to prosecute when criminal or civil cases came its way. Rappler said its filings to the SEC in 2015 made clear that just like several other media outlets, foreigners had invested in some of its Philippine depository receipts, but did not own any shares or have a say in operations. The Parliament of Catalonia opens the new legislature. Roger Torrent. Separatist parties, who remain dominant after December's election, want Carles Puigdemont to be president again. And Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy says Catalonia's autonomous powers will not be restored if the regional parliament permits Mr. Puigdemont to lead the government from exile. ERC's leader, Oriol Junqueras, is among 3 Catalans in prison, awaiting trial over the independence push. The Venezuelan government confirms that Oscar Perez, the rogue pilot responsible for the Caracas helicopter incident in June 2017, was killed in a firefight with the Venezuelan army yesterday. 2 police officers and 7 people from Perez Group were killed, and 6 members of Perez Group were arrested. But, in a Monday speech to lawmakers, President Nicolas Maduro described an operation to hunt down the terrorist group that attacked the Supreme Court. Maduro said the targeted group was preparing a car bomb attack against the embassy of an unnamed country. According to a statement from the country's Interior Ministry, heavily armed men from a terrorist cell opened fire on police and attempted to detonate a vehicle full of explosives, state broadcaster VTV reported.